The Shoemaker Extraordinaire by Steve Light. Once upon a time, there was a man called Hans Crispin who travelled throughout the land. He was called a Shoemaker Extraordinaire because he could create a shoe that fitted each customer just right. One day, Hans Crispin met a man outside a village. "I'm Hans Crispin, Shoemaker Extraordinaire. Would you like a new pair of shoes?"
"Shoes? I have plenty of shoes," replied the short man. "Unless you have a pair to make me taller."
"Taller?" answered Hans. "How simple! I have the perfect pair." Hans gave him a pair of shoes that could only be made by a Shoemaker Extraordinaire. The man ran through the village, telling everyone of the wonderful shoemaker. Soon, many people came to Hans in search of shoes. A little girl, whom everyone overlooked, wanted to be the center of attention. With her new shoes, she would never be a wallflower again. A woman who had many dogs was tired from walking them. With Hans's new shoes, her dogs wore out before she did. When a fisherman's boat sprung a leak, he did not need a new one. He used shoes from Hans. Everyone in town was pleased with Hans and his work extraordinaire, except for the cobbler. He was bitter because no one came to buy his ordinary shoes anymore. So he devised a plan to rid the village of his rival. The cobbler told Hans that the giant Barefootus needed shoes. "Why doesn't the giant want you to make shoes for him?" asked Hans.
"Only a shoemaker extraordinaire like yourself could make shoes for a giant," said the cobbler slyly.
Hans wholeheartedly agreed and went off to accomplish his task. He did not realize that the giant was not looking for a new pair of shoes, but for dinner instead. Hans soon found a trail of things stepped on, stumbled over, and bumped into. Following it, he found Barefootus. "I'm Hans Crispin, Shoemaker Extraordinaire, ready to make you a new pair of shoes," said Hans. "Shoes? I can't eat shoes! And since I cannot find my garden or my livestock, I will lock you up and eat you for breakfast tomorrow," grumbled Barefootus. Realizing the cobbler had tricked him, Hans ran as fast as he could. Chasing him, the giant stubbed his toe. "Ouch!" This made him grumble all the more, and he almost ate Hans right there and then. That night, locked in a cage, Hans knew he needed a plan extraordinaire. So he set to work. "Where's my breakfast?" Barefootus bellowed as he came in the next morning looking for Hans. "In the garden and in the barn," said Hans. "These shoes will help you find them." "I said I need no shoes," shouted Barefootus. "But these are shoes extraordinaire," beamed Hans. Barefootus slipped them on and could finally see the world at his feet. Instead of being breakfast, Hans shared in Barefootus's morning meal. The giant and Hans became fast friends and decided to teach the cobbler a lesson. The next day, they journeyed to the village, straight to the cobbler's shop. "Where is the cobbler?" the giant roared while Hans hid. I have eaten one shoemaker today and enjoyed the taste, so I came here to eat another." The cobbler, at hearing this, ran away and was never heard from again.
"Is the giant going to eat us?"
asked the villagers.
"No, this is my friend Barefootus,"
replied Hans, and he told the villagers what had happened.
"Any friend of yours is a friend of ours," they said.
"Hooray!" So Barefootus decided to stay in the town and learn the cobbler's trade, as the villagers now had need of one. For soon Hans decided his work there was done, and it was time to move on. Saying goodbye to all his new friends, Hans went looking for new towns and new people, people who would need shoes extraordinaire.